You see, when you are back home, you think that the Chinese language is just one across. Everybody
Yeah,
speak the same, but it
yeah.
isn't like,
Mm,
especially when it comes to their food and the way they speak, you realize that their accents are a little bit different. There are differences in in their culture, the way they eat, the way they even build their houses.
why like that or that GMO? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I think I should call it jesting now. I'm going to be jesting with a good friend of mine who has lived in China but currently lives in the US to share his experiences with us. If it's something you like to watch, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hi!
Ah,
Long time.
it's been long, Wazir. It's been long.
Uh, you left us in China to the US. Anyway, we'll come to that. Do you mind introducing yourself to us?
Okay, my name is Yaira Adobo. My friends call me Peku,
We're
the
the traveler.
traveler. Others call me Peku, the billionaire.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a Ghanaian and I'm a Ghanaian. I think that's all. And yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all.
So we'll get to know more as we go on, right? Anyway, so I from my intro, I said you were in China before. Which year were you in China?
Okay, if I can recollect, I think I came to China December 2022,
December?
right after the
Were
COVID.
there
Yes.
admissions in December?
That's a question you should ask. I got admission I got admission in 2020 September, but
Okay.
because of the COVID, we had to do some of the years back home and come and complete in China in 2022. So I did the
Oh,
first year, actually the first 2 years in Ghana. It's a 2 year program actually, but because
okay.
of the COVID, I did a first degree.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Meaning you did more years because of the COVID, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay. So you mentioned you came to school in China. Do you mind telling us the name of the school?
I went to Nanjing Medical University. Nanjing
Yeah.
E. Kardashian.
Nanjing Ikedashe. Guys, that's my school. I
Yeah,
believe it's the best school, yes, ever. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm currently there, so it's the best school. Anyway, do you mind sharing with us the course you read in
okay, I
Nigerian?
did I did a master's in public health.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes,
So how was the experience like? You mentioned earlier that you did some years back home. Okay, so how was it
correct.
like studying online? And was it your first time studying online?
Oh, okay. So studying studying online wasn't my first time because
Mm,
prior to that I did a program in University of Washington, which I think most Ghanaians are privileged to be doing such courses. I did some short courses from
mm,
the University of Washington in
okay.
the United States. It was an online program. I think I did two courses like that.
Mm, mm,
And they were just short courses.
yeah.
But doing a master's program online was my first time.
Mm,
So I had a little bit of challenge, but um, it was so nice. It was so
yeah.
nice studying online, but we had a little bit of challenge working and doing an online program and looking at the time difference. Sometimes you would have to wake up at dawn and study and join the class because Ghana and China, the 8 hour time difference was a little bit of challenge
Mm,
for me and some of my friends. I think that if you ask people um who had to study online during that time may tell you the time difference was a challenge for us.
mm,
But all the same, we sailed through, but it wasn't easy.
It
It wasn't
wasn't
easy
easy.
at all. Yeah.
Okay. So was your course in Chinese or it was in English?
Okay, so part of my course was in Chinese and some was in English. I think that I did basic Chinese. I remember those
Okay.
days when I used to write the Chinese on my wall, on the walls of my room, and I used to talk Chinese to everybody I meet, and they'll ask me, "Ah, you could not have it in a sorry."
So what are you doing?
I used to talk Chinese everywhere. The ni hao, man. That was all that you're saying. You say, well, hey, how? You see? Yeah, it was nice. But I think that was the only course I did in Chinese, but
Okay.
the course was strictly English. We studied
Yeah.
everything in English. Yeah.
Okay. Were you on scholarship?
That's an amazing question you asked me right now. I was on scholarship, but our school offered two kinds of scholarship. We have a CAC scholarship and a school scholarship. And even with
Mm,
the school scholarship, I think there are three and two types. You are
mm,
privileged to be on a full tuition scholarship or a partial tuition scholarship. So
okay.
I was on the full tuition scholarship. And
Okay.
during my time in school, what happened was that for public health students, they used to give us full tuition scholarship, but you would have to reapply
Mm,
when you're moving on because your grades will determine whether you're going to get a full scholarship the following year or you're not going to get a full scholarship. So
uh,
I was on the full tuition scholarship, but I wasn't on the accommodation scholarship
mm,
and I wasn't getting stipends every month. So it was solely for tuition. That was the scholarship I was on.
okay. Okay. So fast forward, you eventually came to China. How was it
Correct.
like not to have a full scholarship? Because I believe you had to buy your own food and even pay for your accommodation, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
How was the experience like?
Um, yeah, that's a very good question. Coming to China and you see sometimes how do I say it? There is this glamour around it when you are traveling from your country to come abroad, come to study abroad. It
Mm,
comes with this kind of joy,
yeah.
but we don't know that it comes with expenses, especially when
Mm,
you are not on a full scholarship, which covers your
scholarship.
tuition, your accommodation, and gives you stipend. To be
Mm,
honest with you, it was a little bit difficult for me because the moment we came into the city, the city started depreciating. The city
Guys,
started
those of
depreciating.
you, yeah, guys, for those of you who don't know, so the city is the Ghanaian currency. Yeah, so okay, you can go.
So the city started depreciating. I think it started becoming expensive. So
Mm,
we had to spend more. You know, when
yeah.
we came during COVID, we had to pay a lot of bills before we entered into the dormitory. It was very expensive, so expensive for us. If you are not
Mm,
lucky and you were to lodge in an expensive hotel, you were going to spend all your money there.
I
So
know.
it was quite expensive for you to pay your dormitory, then feed yourself, because that wasn't the plan at all.
Mm,
So I was thinking that accommodation and I was lucky because I had a privilege to pay my accommodation before coming. So it was I was a little bit easy for me, but because I had to extend my stay, I had to pay
mm,
extra for the accommodation, and it was quite expensive.
mm,
But by the grace of God, we sailed through and
yeah,
were able to graduate.
yeah, okay. Was traveling to China or coming to China your first time ever traveling outside Ghana?
Yes, that was my
Mm,
first time. The first time
mm.
I sat in the big bed.
Wow. How was the experience like? Do you mind sharing?
Oh. It was a nice experience.
Mm,
It has been, I always say that it should be it's everybody's dream to one day sit in that big bed. And and when I got to China,
mm.
I said to myself I was not going to sit in a big bed that would travel 17 hours like that again.
I
It
believe you.
was so tiring, but it was so nice. It
Mm,
was so nice. It was so nice. Met people on the way. Um, it was a nice experience the first time flying to China
mm.
in in the plane. That was my first time. It was good. It
Yeah,
was
okay.
nice.
Okay. So before coming to China, did you have any perception about China? Good perceptions, bad ones?
Oh, okay. Before I came, I had friends who had been in China and they told me that it was a nice place. That's it. Apart from that, and during the COVID time, there were, shall I say, there were rumors about how the Chinese people were treating the Africans. So
Mm,
we had all these things in mind. But when we came, we realized that it wasn't actually like that. But
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't really like that. But apart
Mm,
from that, I didn't, some my friends that came didn't say anything bad about the Chinese people. They
yeah,
said they
okay.
are nice to be with, and they said they were good people. So, and it's a
Mm,
nice place to be.
yeah, okay.
So that's the only
Um,
thing I heard about them. And
yeah, okay.
you see, when we were kids, we used to watch Chinese movies.
Mm.
So when I was coming to China, I thought all the Chinese people
You were
knew
coming
how
to
to.
relive that movie moment, right?
Correct, correct. I thought by the time I leave, I'll be working in the air.
That's funny. Anyway, so were you in China with family
No,
or
I
you were
was here
here
alone.
alone? Okay.
Yeah, I was here alone.
So how was it like not to have your family here?
Hmm. How was it like not to have your family here?
Mm,
Uh, hmm, you you always wish you want to go back home. That's the feeling. You always wish they were here. Yes. But in the school community, we found a way to make a family community over there where African people used to come together, especially those from my mate. We used to come sit outside, eat together, have fun. So we were able to create that family vibe
mm,
in the community we lived in. So that
mm,
even though you mix home, but people from all over the world, especially across Africa,
mm,
we became a family. We used to eat together, we used to play together. If you come to meet us, you'll think that we were brothers and sisters. If we don't
mm.
tell you that, I remember one day I went to the lab and one young lady washed my face and he said, People, I said, yeah. He said, where are you from? I said, I'm from Ghana. I said, all this while she thought I was a Nigerian. That's so funny. How can Goku be from Nigeria? So you see, what am I trying to say? All I'm trying to say is that we made a certain kind of family. We see that
Mm,
vibe. Yes,
mm,
we're able to make a certain community where we're able to mingle together for us to
mm,
not miss home like that, even though you're gonna miss home.
mm.
So that's how it is. But we always felt like going back home.
Okay. Also, I'm still a student of NNU, and I know that there are students from all over the world there. So how was it like trying to live with, other students from other countries? I mean, other countries. How was it like? Because I believe we all had different, cultures. Even those of us who also came from Ghana, just like yourself, I believe
Mhm.
some of our cultures were different. So how was it like, interacting with people, with other cultures and all that? How was the feeling like?
Um, it was quite amazing.
Mm,
That was where I got to realize that the Francophone people, there's a way they think, and the
mm,
Anglophone people have a way they think and the way we behave. And so we're able to, we are, you see, the moment you travel, everything around you changes. That's what I
mm,
get to understand.
mm,
We
mm,
have to, and you have to mingle with, you try to learn each and everyone's culture. You have
mm,
to understand, you have to make an effort to understand the way people think. So me coming to China was a way for me to learn and study other cultures apart from me coming to school. The
mm,
program I did was public health. I
mm,
know one day I may not be based in Ghana.
mm,
Maybe one day I'll be sent to the Afghanistan. I'll be sent to Pakistan. I'll be sent to Israel. So as I come across this small set of people, I try my best to understand how they behave, the way they think, what are some of the things they like, and what are some of the things they don't like. You get to understand that people in Ghana, when people smoke, there's a way we look at them. But when you get into the community, you realize that in a certain community, when people smoke, they are not discriminated.
yeah.
So this is one thing that you get to understand. You get to learn that there are ways people understand, live their life. So in the system of where you are trying to make a discrimination, now you get to understand, oh, this thing is not like that. Or people do this because of this, and it is normal for them. In China, you can see not only in China, you get to understand that you can go in Ghana, you cannot, a father and a son cannot sit down to drink.
Mhm,
But when you come to China, you realize that the people from other countries, when they sit down to drink with their parent, it becomes a no, it is not a taboo, it's normal because of the way
mm,
they were raised up. Yes, so you get to understand. It was so nice learning people's culture. It was amazing. Some were
mm,
difficult, but you just have to dive in, find your way out.
yeah, okay, okay. So let's come to food.
Food.
So yes. So were you getting some Ghanaian food here in China?
Oh, the ladies were cooking some Ghanaian food for us.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
The Ghanaian community were cooking Ghanaian food for us, but not every day. We try
Mm,
our best to cook too, but we are in China. You have to eat
mm,
varieties.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
And you
so
mentioned you have to eat variety. Did you have any favorite Chinese food?
oh, Chao Fan, Chao
How
Fan.
fun. Okay. Um, so while here, did you ever travel to any other part of China?
Oh, I think I went to about, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. I went to Xi'an, I went to Guangzhou, I went to Tianjin, I went to Suzhou, I went to Beijing, I went to Shanghai, I went to, tell me some, let me see if I went there.
Jinan?
No, I didn't go to Shanghai.
How about you and Guangzhou?
Yeah, I went to Guangzhou. I never went to you. I went to Suzhou.
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 Okay.
We have
Okay.
Suzhou and we have Shuzhou.
Suzhou, yeah, the X and
Yeah,
the S. Okay.
yes. I went to the two cities, like
Mm,
all of them.
mm. Okay. So comparing the cities you went to, were there any similarities? Were there any differences? Or each city
Yes.
unique? on its own.
Yes, there were similarities and their way of life were different a little,
Mm,
especially when it comes to their food and the way they speak. You realize that their accents are a little bit different. There are differences in their culture, the way they eat, the way they even build their houses. I remember one day I was in a train and I heard these Chinese people talking. They were having some discussion. So I recorded the audio. Then when I came to Nigeria, I gave it to one of my Chinese friends to listen to it and interpret for me. So she tried her best to listen. All that she said is that this is not Nigerian dialect.
and John Hua.
So yeah, so she found it was difficult for her to understand exactly
Mm,
what they were saying. So just like in Ghana, you see when you are back home, you think that the Chinese language is just one across. Everybody
yeah,
speak the same, but it
yeah.
isn't like that. Just like when you go back to Ghana, we have different tribes. The same thing
Mm,
happens here. So that's how they are. When you go to the south, there is a way they behave. There is a way they build their houses. Even though the government is building the houses for them, there is a way their houses are being built because of the way of life, the weather, and because of one, the weather will make you behave in a certain way.
mm,
So every city and the way they behave,
mm,
yes, that's what
yeah,
I found. I saw
okay. Any cultural shocks?
cultural shocks.
Mm,
I remember one thing I realized about these Chinese is that when you enter into the train,
mm,
it looks like they have not seen black people before. They just pick their phones and they start to take cameras. They want to take pictures of you.
mm,
And they are amazed to see a black man, especially when they see a Chinese working with a black man. When you
mm.
get into China, you become a celebrity.
Yeah.
But so I got to realize that they watch only Chinese. Anything they watch is Chinese. They don't
Mm,
watch anything outside the Chinese environment.
mm,
But you and I can bet that when a Chinese or a white man enters into our country, people will just pass by them because they
yeah.
are not it's not the first time they seeing people like that. But it looks like
Mm,
the Chinese, most of them, especially in some remote areas. But I was shocked in Nigeria that they used to take their phones to take pictures of us.
mm,
That's the only thing about them. Apart from that, and another positive thing about them was I realized that if sorry, sometimes I think that I'm speaking to only Ghanaians, but you see,
mm.
I wanted to cite an example back home. For
Mm,
example, if you wake up early in the morning, you want to go and buy Adizes with Adiza Wachi, or you want to go and buy porridge. When you get there, you see the crowd, the strongest buy, the one who can shout will be the first person to buy. But the Chinese are trained in such a way that if they are going to join anything, nobody tells them. It is in them for them to form a line. They are not going to. You understand what I'm saying? They are not going
yeah,
to.
yeah.
No one is going to bypass
Cross
the
the
other.
other. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And another thing I realized was that maybe outside the campus, but inside the campus, no Chinese boy or girl would take anything that belongs to you.
Mm,
Wherever you put your thing, wherever you leave anything. I remember one of my colleagues left her iPhone in a bicycle.
mm,
She went to the dormitory and she was there for close to 2 to 3 hours before she remembered that her phone was not on her. I think she slept and she woke up and she was looking for her phone.
mm,
And when she went, the thing was still there. So this thing, it will not happen. It will never happen from where I come from. Even
Yeah.
at night, when you are holding your phone, somebody can come and tell you that when you are done with your call, give me the phone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen like that. And
Mm,
when I came to China, I never heard. Maybe it happened, but I never heard. Neither did
mm,
I see it happen.
mm,
Car
mm,
accidents, I never saw one. I
mm,
always say that in China, prayers we make back home, we don't make here
mm,
because their system is set in a place. For example, in Ghana, where I come from, if you are traveling from Takrady to Cape Coast, you
mm,
have to pray. But
mm.
when you are going two
You
hours
arrive safe.
here,
Yeah.
yes, you can sit in a train and go 2 hours without prayer.
Mm,
It's certain things have been made in such a way that things are things are made easier for everybody.
mm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so these are some of the positives and the small negatives I see in their culture. And I was really amazed, especially for the queue they formed. I
Mm,
was so shocked. Yes.
mm.
Apart from that,
Yeah. Yeah. And
nothing else.
at the mention of the queue, you will find out that if you were supposed to take the bus with your lecturer, okay, um, it doesn't matter or they didn't even matter. The fact that he's a lecturer doesn't, stop him from joining the queue. Okay. Whereas,
Yes,
it
yes,
doesn't
yes.
happen.
No, no,
It
it
doesn't
doesn't happen from where we
happen
come
where we
from.
are coming from. Your
No,
lecturer
no.
will see you in the queue and, will cross and you dare not complain. Yeah.
At
It,
all, at all.
yeah. Um,
That's
so okay. So you mentioned some positives and negatives. Um, any bad experience in China?
this.
Mm.
Yes, yes, yes.
Can you share with us?
See, when you come to China, everybody becomes a businessman or a businesswoman.
Yeah.
So I got a privilege to be buying things and shipping back home
Mm,
for people, for myself, my family,
mm,
for hospitals, and various kinds of people.
mm,
And there was this incident where I bought things from China. Normally, some of the things I buy made them come to me before I ship them, or sometimes I go there to buy it myself.
mm.
But this time I said, oh, send them to the warehouse.
That was
I'm
the
telling you,
worst mistake ever.
that was the worst mistake I ever did. Yes. So in case you are watching me today, you want to buy something from China, you can contact Mama C. She will give you the
Please. I'm not into buy it and sell it. Please. Please.
I'm just
Oh, I
joking.
forgot to mention Kweku is a YouTuber. I will leave his channel page on the screen and I'll tag him for you guys to subscribe to his channel. I don't know whether he's retired. He's I don't know, but I hope he comes back to, content creation. Anyway, now you're in the US, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how is life in the US now? You were once in China, now you
Yeah.
are in the US. Any difficulties or
Okay.
things
So
are okay?
what happens is that there are two different places. One, in China, there's a little bit of language barrier where you will have to try your best to learn the language so
Mm,
that you can be able to fit into their system. But here is the case where I don't need to learn the language because I already speak the language already. So
mm,
fitting into the American system becomes more easier and more faster. And
yeah.
yes. And I remember one day I was with one of my Pakistani friends and he said something to me. He said that But could you know that your color is an advantage you have in the US? I asked him why. He said, and it is true. Anybody who sees me, even though I'm a Ghanaian, thinks that I'm an American.
Mm,
But you see, in China, it wasn't like that.
yeah.
In China, it wasn't like that. Even sometimes, getting a job as a black man becomes a little bit difficult because of our color. But
Yeah.
over here, it isn't like that. So it makes life move a little bit faster as compared to China.
Mm,
And in China, there are a lot of restrictions over there as
mm,
compared to the United States. The freedom in the United States there are restrictions though, but it is not as strict as compared to that of
mm,
China. Yes,
yeah.
yes. So life in the US is a little bit better for me. Some people may think otherwise, but for me, I think it's a little bit better than when I was in China.
Fine. Okay.
Yes,
Um, okay. So I guess you are schooling in the US, right?
correct. Yes.
Okay. So let's do this comparison. You schooled a bit in Ghana, came to China, and now you're in the US. Any differences, any similarities, any challenges?
Okay. In all the schools I went, in Ghana, I did an undergraduate course. So comparing it with the other schools will be a little bit unfair because I was young then.
Mm.
So, and it was a 4-year program.
Teaching style?
Yes, the teaching style, I would say, they are not that different as compared when you compare all of them because
Mm.
they all bring materials to class to teach us.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And the reason why I said it would not be fair to compare my undergraduate course with my course in China and here is that the in China I did a master's program and in the
Mm,
US I'm doing another master's program. So at least I can compare two master's programs. But bringing in the undergraduate course, I think would be a little bit unfair for me to make the comparison. But putting them on the same scale, I think we are doing almost the same thing. For example, in the United States, I go to school once every 2 weeks.
mm.
But in Ghana, I was doing an undergraduate course and I was going every day.
Every day,
You
except for
understand?
weekends.
Except for weekends. And in China too, when in China, I did most of the course online. And
Mm,
when I came, I was almost done with almost all my courses. So I was only
yeah.
doing a lab work. So I had to go to the lab almost every day, which was
Mm,
not that compulsory for me. I was only focused on writing my thesis and publishing my paper. So
okay.
that's how it is. But over here, I'm doing the course all over. I just started all over, but I go to school once every 2 weeks. And
Mm,
basically, it's an online program. So it's almost the same, just that there are a little bit of flexibility in the program I am doing now.
mm. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So, back to China again. You were in China for, I think, 2 years, right? Or 1 year?
correct.
Okay. So, how good is your Chinese?
Please,
Your
please, please,
spoken Chinese, how good is it?
please. I wish I had learned the Chinese, but there was no way for me to learn the Chinese.
Mm,
I'm
okay.
so
You
bad.
didn't have enough time to study Chinese. Okay.
No, no,
Um,
no, no, no.
mm, okay. What did you
There
like
was no
most
time.
about China?
Um, to be honest with you, when I came to the US, I miss China a lot. Why?
Mm,
Transportation.
yeah, transportation.
China is far developed.
Mm,
Yes, they
in
have made
terms of
their
transportation.
yeah, in terms of transportation, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of technology. The Chinese they are on top.
Yeah.
Anybody who comes to the US and has been to China before will tell you that the Chinese have really developed their country. They are moving at a very fast rate.
Mm.
So I missed it, especially when you're not driving in the American in the States. It's really hectic. You have to either pick a Uber or pick a bus. And I'm
Okay.
telling you, you are going to spend all your time
Mm. Yeah, okay. Um,
here.
Given the opportunity, would
That's what I
you
missed.
come back to China?
I'll come for holidays. I'll come for holidays. Unless they are going to pay me something huge.
I
Yes,
know,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Unless they are
Yeah.
going to pay me something huge.
Mm.
Something huge. Good
Cute.
amount.
Good amount. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But would you advise anyone to also come to China?
Oh, yes.
Mm.
But you have to come on scholarship.
Mm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
if they are coming to study, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I believe this is talking from experience. Yeah. Anyway, your final words.
Okay, so my final is anybody who wants to go to China. China is a very good place to be, especially when you want to enter into the field of academia and research.
Mm,
They have one of the best.
mm,
If you are able to enter into China to do your master's program or your undergraduate program, I
mm,
can promise you that you have one of the best educations in the world. They
mm,
take their time to train you for you to become top notch
mm,
because sometimes their English are not good and they'll put their
mm,
work on you. They will expect that you do it. And it is
mm.
a place where you have to put in all your best because there's a little bit of language barrier. If you're able to
Yeah,
learn the one thing that I wish I had done when I went to China was to learn their language very well.
yeah.
And that's all I would like to say. And I would like to say maybe thank you to all my fans. My name is Keku. Yes,
Mm,
thank you, Mama C, for giving me this opportunity to be on your show. And I
mm,
want everybody to watch your show. Kindly
mm.
click on the subscribe button and
Okay,
share. Yes,
thank
thank you
you.
so
Okay,
much.
yeah. Peku, I'm also grateful for agreeing to come onto my channel to share your experiences. Guys, if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Mama C.